So I have some cabbage and some broccoli that we're gonna go plant together. All right, so I have some cabbages I got from our local nursery center. I already have onion starts planted here and garlic coming up along the back. So I'm gonna plant my cabbage between the onions and garlics and hope to keep the little white butterflies away, because they are the ones that lay the cabbage worms. They turn into little white butterflies, which are pretty, but rather annoying when I'm trying to grow cabbages for sauerkraut. So I'm going to plant them kind of in a zigzag pattern in my garden beds. I do have mulch in my beds. These are my beds from last year. So I have some really pretty, nice dirt underneath the mulch to help keep in moisture. I'm going to gently get my cabbage plants out of here. Well, they seem to be all grown together. So let's see who wants to come out first. Oh my goodness. So as you can see, these are very root bound. So I'm gonna have to gently pry them apart to get them planted. You normally want to be very, very gentle with your brand new little plant roots. I'm just gonna soften them up a little bit, plop them down in my little hole, and rake in the mulch around them. The mulch helps retain water, so you don't have to water it quite as often, which is really nice, especially in the beginning when you're working, so you don't have to worry about your little planties dying of dryness. It's also been a really dry winter for us, which is rather unfortunate for all of the ranchers who are nearby and around us. It's also been a really warm winter, which is why I'm planting my brassicas so early in our season. We're only supposed to have one day coming up where it's even kind of freezing, so I'll just come out and cover my brassicas. But brassicas enjoy colder weather rather than warmer weather, and we do get kind of warm in the summer. So we're going to plant early and hope we get a nice harvest. Last year I didn't get anything out of my brassicas, but oh, look at the 2-for-1 special right there. But none of my seeds came up because I didn't do any seed starting on my own last year, which is why I'm really excited about how nicely everything has started this year. I do have some cabbages that have started in my garage. But these were on sale and they were out, and mine just aren't quite big enough to plant yet. So I thought we'd hopefully get a start on the season to get some of these done, so we can enjoy some early cabbages. Now, as soon as my starts inside are about 2 inches or so tall, I will start hardening them off to plant outside too. So I have my cabbages here, and this was the Cheers variety of cabbage. So I am excited for some fresh cabbage this year. Behind me, I'll probably be a little out of steam, but I'll be planting my broccoli in the bed behind me. And again, these are the beds I put in last year, so they've already had a year of breakdown with the mulch, which is why there's so much grass around these beds and not the beds way in the distance, because those ones are brand new and were put in this season. I started with just 4 garden beds last year to kind of figure out what I was going to be doing, and now we're expanding the garden, probably about doubling the gardening space this year, which I'm really excited about. It's fun gardening because it's a way to experiment and also see what grows well. So we're still trying variations of plants and which ones I like better. So this is my 2nd year gardening here in South Dakota. We are zone 5A. And we're out here on the the prairie of South Dakota. So wind is an issue. I don't know if the wind's an issue with my mic. Hopefully the little wind puff does its job and you can hear me. So I'm going to pop back and I'm going to plant my broccoli. And as you can see, my raised beds are made out of cinder blocks. One of the reasons I like the cinder blocks is because I can plant in the holes surrounding. So last year I had a lot of my herbs in the holes, and I'll be doing that again this year. I'll put herbs and also put flowers to attract the pollinators in my gardens. In this bed, actually, I have some strawberry starts, some strawberry sets in the holes here. The strawberries we got that are here currently are rated down to zone 3, I believe. So I'm really hopeful that they'll grow really nicely here and I won't have to overwinter them inside. I won't have to dig them up and restart them. That's the hope, at least. Those broccoli aren't quite as root bound as my cabbages were, so that's nice. They are a little dry, so I'll give them a nice big drink when I am done. I don't currently have anything already planted in this bed, but we will be doing some companion planting a little bit later in the season when more of the plants are happy to be planted. So yeah. Tags and put them in my garden notebook so I remember exactly what varieties I planted here. With my starts, I'll then continue this whole row with more cabbage, along with my garlic and onion that's already in. So actually this is my first fully planted bed of the season. I'll probably come in and plant some more herbs and flowers along the edges, alternating the holes. I won't plant in every hole because that's a lot of herbs that we won't get through. But I still need to go through and fill the herbs, or fill the openings with, I have barn scrapings from my mom's goat barn, and I have arborist mulch to help break down into absolutely beautiful soil. So now I'm going to water in my seedlings and the rest of my garden. So you're probably wondering why I am, watering empty beds. Some of them are empty, some of them are not. In here I have more onions along the side and garlic on that side. I have some carrot seeds in this bed, along with some more garlic. In this bed I don't have anything planted, but I'm also watering the mulch to help it break down a little bit faster. Yesterday in here, from here all the way down, I have potatoes planted. I had some purple potatoes, some red Norlands, and some Gold Rush russet potatoes. I've also planted some peas along the edge. We'll be getting an arbor, much like this one, set up in from this bed into the middle, and then from the middle to the outside bed. I also had so many potatoes that were sprouting that we have some potatoes over here. Also, I will get to watering them in a minute. So this is all the new stuff, which you can see we have the plastic in the walkways, and under the beds I have a heavy duty recycled paper that will break down over the time to help with the weeds. In here, I have turnip seeds planted. They haven't sprouted yet, but I'll come through and water this bed also. Yep, I'll be watering. So these beds are empty currently, along with that edge of the bed is empty. So I'll go through and water these beds to help that mulch break down a little bit faster to get ready for our seeds and our starts. As you can see, I got these openings filled and stuffed already. On this side of the property, so over here, next year we'll add another third of the garden and expand our garden even more. But we have our orchard over here that I'm very excited about. So we planted these fruit trees last year. We had a peach and an apricot that when we planted them, it froze. The peach pulled through, but then it froze again. So both of these are dead, so we'll be replacing them this year. We just planted an arnica berry right here. This sweet little thing is an arnica berry along with some daffodils as to start our fruit tree guild. And then we have 5 apple trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they all pulled through the winter and the massive windstorm we had. We had a gust of 101 mile an hour wind where we were. So we're very thankful that our little apple trees are still alive and happy. So this is our Granny Smith apple tree. This is a Stamen's wine sap apple tree. It got the most beat up in the windstorm. We are seeing little buds, so I'm really excited it didn't die because a lot of the bark got ripped off, as you can see. We have some daffodils coming, which I'm super excited about. We also have another apple tree here that again is starting to sprout. Don't mind our incorrect trimming job. It's our first year having fruit trees, guys. We also have some yarrow for this apple tree guild coming up. That's a sunset color yarrow that we planted last year, and I'm really happy that it's self-seeded and it's coming back. This is our Macintosh apple, and you can see it's starting to come too. Our Macintosh has some daffodils. They're a little bit behind. They're hiding over there. But very pleased with how well our apple trees survived our windstorm and our winter. More daffodils. And these blocks do have the names of our trees. That's our Macintosh. I need to redo those. But again, we're sprouting and getting little buds. So everyone is surviving, which is super exciting. So with our arnica, we have that berry. And then I also have a little berry patch over in the back corner of our garden over here. If you can see that blue line, that is where our garden fence is going to be. We just got our compost bins set up. So we're going to be getting into that also and learning how to do that correctly to help enrich our soil. Because as you can see, we live on the prairie and it's just grass, which is one of the reasons we did the raised bed, as to help combat the grass, which on this side I did not do very well, hence the paper on the walkways. But we have our little berry patch here. Now these are all dormant so far. These first 2 are blackberries. Those are new plants this year. And then we have 3 raspberries, 2 raspberries from last year and 1 raspberry from this year so far. Hopefully they have survived. We also have 2 blueberries. I have a little one, can't really see it. I have a little one here and there's another one over there. They both seem to be alive, so we're going to hopefully they grow and get happy. We also have another blueberry right there, and we'll see how they do. In our area, it's really not a great place for blueberries. We don't have acidic enough soil, which they really enjoy. It's a nice overview of what our garden looks like. But we're going to try. We're also going to be planting honeyberries, which is a better alternative to blueberries in our area. So I hope you enjoyed our early spring garden tour. Next time we'll have a little bit more green things. I'll have kept the cabbage and broccoli alive, and we'll have some new sprouts. But I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you later. Here is our update on our starts. We have now tomatoes and peppers. Our lavender still hasn't died, but it hasn't gotten any bigger. We have our dill is pretty happy. We have marigolds. I have continuing the sweet potato experiment. So those are some slips in the dirt. We're still getting some more slips off of that. I have now planted some ranunculus in there. The basil is pretty happy in there. I have more sweet potato slips coming in our dirt potato versus our water sweet potato. I've got onions in here and in here that are working on being hardening off. I have rhubarb in here and a rogue tomato plant that are working on being hardening off. I have some cabbage and broccoli in here. I've got red cabbage and green cabbage and two different varieties of broccoli. These ones got a little toasty in the sun the other day. I have some chives and violas in here. More basil, some flowers back there. And here is some sweet potato slips that I'm trying in water. I have some calendula and nasturtiums in there. More marigolds. I up-potted my loofahs because they were getting really sad in their small pots. Here are some more up-potted loofahs. They are much happier in their larger pot. And I have some butternut squash over there. Now,